Good morning, everyone. It's Natalie here, and welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. Good morning. I'm up. I did my morning inspection, and I posted that. And everything does look nice and lush and green. So today will be maintenance and all. There's some other things that I want to do also. The other thing is, and I'll wait to the cool of the day, I'll just go and kind of cut off those little leaves that has the little insect nibbles on it, because I just can't stand even looking at it. So kind of clean up, go to each container and just kind of clean up, do a little cleanup, garden care, garden maintenance, things like that. Everything looks nice, and I'm happy with that. I'm pleased with that. Everything looks nice and healthy and green, and they're actually, you can tell that they are, they're gonna produce. I'm still looking at the okra. The okra is a high yield, fast growing plant, and I had no idea that I would be growing okra at at that level, and I'm very pleased. Those plants were planted in spring, and they're still producing, and that's great. I was also pleased to see, even though my watermelon plants look terrible, the leaves are awful, but they're actually growing watermelons, and I hope they're actually healthy. They're hidden under the vines, under the leaves. But I actually counted 6, I think, this morning when I was looking. If you go back and look at that video, so I'm going to take a closer look at that. But so one thing I wanted to say, because I'm out here, and while I was in the house getting ready to come out, I was thinking, I need to get my little journal and my tablet going again, because I kind of veered away from it. I'm bad about that. I veered away from using my journal. I had a journal where I wrote down every thing that I did in the garden, where when I fertilized, when I planted something, I could go back and say, okay, this is when I did it. But I kind of moved away from it. And I had a list of what I want to do in the garden. So I think I'm going to get out that little pad and just go around and say, okay, continue to work on clearing the greenhouse. Go over to the pepper patch, see what needs to be done in there. I have 2 lavender plants over in the greenhouse. I'm sorry, over in the pepper patch that I need to pay more attention to. I honestly don't know how to take care of it. I just water it and I fertilize it every now and again. And I just have to learn how to care for different things in the garden. So that's one thing that I will be doing. I think that's very important, that you know the type of soil, the type of fertilizer that each individual plant that you're growing in your garden. I try to make sure that I know what I'm doing with each plant. And that includes the sweet potatoes. When I planted the new sweet potatoes, and I've grown the Beauregard sweet potatoes before. This is the second round, but I wanted to make sure that I had that sand in there to make it nice and loamy. I added peat moss, and I just loosened up that soil quite a bit and added those things in there, amended it with those things to make the plants happy. Because yeah, I had a great harvest with my sweet potatoes. I noticed they were kind of misshapen. I had one that was huge, but it was kind of rounded. It was a real big one. I think I had at least 2 like that. So they grew really nice, but it's like, how do I make it better? how do I make it better? So this is my second time around. Like, the more you learn, the more you grow, and I mean that in two different ways. I mean, personally and in the garden. The more you learn about what that plant needs, the type of soil, the type of fertilizer, you know, that the more you learn, the more you will grow. Uh, when you learn about that the potatoes, they will, in the beginning, when it first is growing and it's forming the foliage, then yes, it will need a lot of nitrogen for that. But then later on, you cut back on the nitrogen. You use a lesser percentage of nitrogen and more phosphorus. So, what else? You need lots more phosphorus with anything that has blossoms. Well, you want more blooms, because that's what forms whatever fruit that you're growing. That's with the tomatoes. I think even with the watermelons and the cucumbers. You don't want foliage. You want fruit. I always say that. You want, more fruit, not foliage. You don't you in the beginning, when it's first growing, yes, lots of nitrogen, nice leafy green leaves. But then after that, when it really starts to develop, then that's when you kick it up a notch on the phosphorus. So I'm learning all those different things. But today, like I said, I'm going to get my list started, and I'm going to go to each and every plant and say, okay, let me do research on this. Let me do research on that to find out what I need to do with each thing in the garden, each plant, to see how I can help it progress. So that's all a part of gardening. I want to just throw some seeds in the soil, or throw a transplant in the soil, and then just watch it die out, or not progress like it should, because I'm not doing the right things. Because everything that plant is getting is coming not from the ground. This is not an in-ground garden. These are containers, so and a raised bed. So what I'm adding, the nutrients that I'm adding, that's what it's getting. And I know I have a really good soil. I really believe I do have good, rich soil, because I do a lot. I pay close attention to all of those things. The type of fertilizer that I use, all the things that I amended with. I try to make sure. I learned that a long time ago, how important the soil was. When I first started, I didn't even use the right soil. I was using gardening soil, or in-ground soil, in containers, it's too heavy. It's too heavy and compact. And so the plants weren't thriving, because I was using the wrong type of soil. I'm supposed to use a potting mix or potting soil for pots and containers. And then now they have raised bed soil, all of that. So, but one is lighter and airier. The other is heavier, because it's supposed to be used in ground. So all those things matter. So I'm just going to take close note of that, and start taking some notes on what I'm doing with each thing in the garden. And also get my to-do list out. So that's my plan for the day. If I do anything interesting, like I said, I will record it and share it with you. So I just wanted to hop on and say hi, and now I'm going to start my day in the Joy Garden. All right, you guys. I just wanted to hop on real quick to show you. I was complaining about my watermelons. Look, the vines looking terrible, because they do, as you can see. But I want to show you this big baby. Can you believe that was hiding under the vines? And then we have this. Two more over there. They're about 3 under here. 1, 2, 3. There's 2 more over here. I'm trying to be careful. My husband's like, don't be sticking your hands in there. You don't know what's... Okay, there's another one. And also there's another one right there. I love happy surprises like this because I was really down about the watermelons. I'm like, nah, my watermelons are not a success, but this is pretty good. Not all of them may not be perfect, but I'm really excited about that big boy right there. And some of the others are pretty decent size. But we're gonna see. I'm excited now. I have some little small, I've seen some that have been drying up and just withering away, and they didn't get very big. I also found another one yesterday that was right over here on this side, on the end, that had actually popped open. And I meant to check and Google and see what would cause a watermelon to, and it was small. It was about the size of that one right there, and it had popped open in the inside. You can see it hadn't turned red, it was still white. Now I know sugar babies are small watermelons. They grow to about 5 to 8 pounds. So they're supposed to be small. They're called icebox watermelons. And they're not like your full size, kind of oblong shaped watermelons. That's why I chose to grow those, because of the space. And so I know they're not supposed to be huge, but they're not supposed to be that small. So I'm gonna give that one a little more time, a little more fertilizer. But I'm really surprised. They're just hiding under there. But the leaves are beginning to look terrible. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Also, look at these droppings. While we're over here, if y'all recognize these droppings, please. What is that? One of them looked like a little grenade. It actually shapes like a grenade. So if y'all have seen those droppings before and you know what type of droppings they are, let me know. I think I actually Googled it before and I didn't get a definitive answer. I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see. Do you see that? If y'all can tell me what these droppings are from, what little bird or insect or whatever, you see them, they look like little grenades. And what I mean about some of them watermelons drying up and withering, like that's one. And then I do have that little watermelon over there. I can see it is covered in those little, what do you call it? Leaf-footed bugs, the nymphs. It's actually covered in the little nymphs. See, we have 2, oh, 3. They're small, but they're over there. You see? And then these over here. I showed you those. But what a happy surprise. Like I said, I love happy surprises like that. That one has really blown me away. So, you know what I'm going to do? To protect it from the sun, I'm going to cover it up by the leaves again. Because it was under there and growing all happy. I don't know if it's ready yet. But look, there's a little yellow spot on the side there. But I can't see where the tendril was. Okay, I'm going to cover it up to protect it. Okay? Just wanted to show you real quick. I'm over here by the corn, and I consider my corn a complete disaster. But I decided to kind of pull the husk back and take a look and see what we got going on here. I hope I have it in the right spot. I'm going to put a little push to see if it's milky. Is it milky? Yes. So that's actually ready to come off the plant. Let me go ahead and take it off and see. Got my corn here. Let's see what's going on. This one is the peaches and cream. Not completely pollinated. Oh, here we go. What do you think? I think they're all going to look like this. So it wasn't completely pollinated. See all those missing kernels? But that's not bad. And guess what? I'm going to taste it, watch. I'm going to boil it and I'm going to taste it. But yeah, when you see the little missing spots right there, that means it wasn't completely pollinated. What I mean by that is those tassels that are up on the top. Okay, the tassels on the top, that's the male part of the corn plant, and then these silks are the female part, right? So what you do is, well, in normal circumstances in nature, the wind will blow the tassels and the plants will knock together. And normally when you have corn and you're not growing it in a small container like that, there's like a whole field of it, and they're close together and they kind of knock together, and the pollen falls from the tassels onto the silks. And each of these silks is connected to a kernel of corn on the cob, right? And once they're completely pollinated, they form these kernels. So if there's missing spots, that means that each of the silks weren't completely pollinated. So, and I did a lot of hand pollinating when I could, but the heat and just the poor conditions, honestly, of the plant itself. Like I said, that's why when I saw that the plants weren't in the best condition, I still followed through with the process of pollinating them just in case that something does, form, the corn does grow. I didn't want to, not, just because I thought something might be wrong with the plant, not go ahead and pollinate like I should. But as you can see, it wasn't completely pollinated, and I have a feeling that most of them are going to be like this. Also, another thing I'll show you one more time. I showed you in an older video, but I'll show you again. Another, you could say, hey, you didn't leave it on there long enough, but it's ready. It's ready. As you can see, the silks had died out. Not all the way, but the silks had died out. And also this, look. You see that milkiness? Okay, it's on my thumb. That when you see the milk coming from the kernels, that means it's ready. So not right now, but later on I'll pull some more, see if they're ready, and I'll pull some more, see what happens. Okay. Hello. I went and grabbed a few more ears of corn to see what's going on. This one is off of the silver and gold container. These three is the peaches and cream. All right, so I'm just gonna open them up and see what's going on. Okay, and you're seeing it the same time as me, so whatever I get is whatever I get. Making it messy. All right, this is the silver and gold, and as you can see, not fully pollinated. Okay, but not bad, not shabby, huh? Look, at least I got something, right? But no, not fully pollinated. That's why you see those little missing. Like I said, these silks are connected to the kernel of corn. So if they're not completely pollinated, then you will get these little missing spots. But this is the silver and gold, which is what I grew in spring. And I had some like this, but I had some really nice ones. And I had corn that I could eat with my supper. So this is not bad. This makes me feel a little better about my corn. Because I did a little video, I did a short with me crying and doing affirmations. Because I actually lost a complete tote of the early sun glow. Nothing. They were very strange looking ears of corn, very small. So here we go, and let's do the little test. Make sure I'm not, see, milky. So yes, it was ready. All right. Now let's try these. This is the peaches and cream. When I tell you this is wet, ugh, the husks are wet. This is the peaches and cream, and yes, more of the same. Half pollinated, not completely pollinated. But I really feel this is not bad. This isn't bad. But yeah, we have missing spots. This is the peaches and cream. Okay? Try to keep them separate. So I only have, to tell you the truth, I only have one silver and gold anyway. And so, but they're what they call bicolored. It's going to be kind of a light kernels and then sort of a pale yellow kernel. So, and the early sun glow was supposed to be, there's ants on here, was supposed to be my my golden traditional corn, and it didn't turn out. Okay, more silver and gold. No, this is not silver and gold. This is peaches and cream. Do you see the water? Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on in here. Honestly, I'm feeling, even though there's missing little kernels and all that, I'm still feeling better that I got some. You know, I don't consider it a total disaster. Yeah. Okay. Milky. So it was ready. Last one. They may have a few more on there that I can take off, but they're minutes. They're really small. Really small. I'm trying to be careful. There's ants on there. Okay. There we go. It's like a person with missing teeth, or a typewriter with missing keys, huh? But that is the peaches and cream. And look, considering this is some of the peaches and cream. All right. This is the silver and gold. Yeah. It's look, considering how I struggled with the corn this year. This to me is not a total disaster, but a learning experience that I don't know. I'm thinking, I just thought that growing corn in the summer would be good. And you know what? I don't think it was the temperatures. I don't think it was anything like that. I think it was the way I planted them. I didn't directly sow the seeds. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm not going to do the transplants anymore. Because I honestly feel like using the transplants, actually taking the corn, germinating the corn seed, and then you put it in the little pots like we do with, when we're making seedlings. And then I planted the seedlings. Something went left. I keep saying it like that because it's like just something went wrong, when I did it that way. And I believe the first time I did it in spring, when I had a successful, what I consider a successful corn harvest, I direct sowed the seeds. And that's what I'm going to do from now on, is direct sow. Because I just feel like growing it from seedlings didn't work for me. It worked for someone else, but not for me. Or maybe if I wasn't growing in containers, if I was growing in the ground, using, maybe that would have worked. But from now on, direct sow, and also make sure that I pollinate. Go out there, and when I pollinate, I don't just shake the little stalk. I actually clip off one of the tassels and go and sprinkle it directly on the silks like this, and it works, because you would even see this if I hadn't done that. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is, that's gonna free up 3 containers. If I go ahead, because I already have 1 container that's open and free that I'm going to use for something else. I have 2 other containers over there that I feel like I'm going to go ahead and harvest the rest of this corn. And because I think it's ready. I think it's all ready. Some of them are extremely small, but the stalk itself is extremely small and thin. And I think right now it's just, it's time to go ahead and, I don't want to say call it a loss, but just go ahead and say this is as good as it gets, and go ahead and I'll make a decision. How about that? I'll make a decision about what to do. But I was wondering if I still have enough time. If I get a corn that variety that has a short harvest period, if I can get one that's 60 days, that means I could have September and October. And like I said, in Louisiana, October can still be a little warm. October could still be in the 80s. So if I go ahead and get those seeds, corn seeds in the tote now, actually, I just have to soak the corn seeds. I see clouds. Then I probably can try some more corn. I think I will. Direct sow the seeds. All right, so one more look. My silver, my peaches and cream. Look at this polo thing. Look at it. Bless their hearts. Okay, and this is the only silver and gold one. All right, there's a difference. It's the yellow is more yellow than this one. I know you can't tell on camera, but it is. Okay, this is the variety that I grew before, and I love it. This is silver and gold, and it's nice and sweet. It's good. So I'm gonna try the peaches and cream. I know it looks funny, but I'm gonna eat this. Watch me. All right, you guys. It is starting to rain. Look at the sky. Yes. So everything I do today will have to be under the patio, but I wanted to come out here and grab some more corn. So I grabbed some more cobs off of the silver and gold container, because as you can see, the rest of them are in really poor condition. So I pulled the ones that looked healthy, and maybe a couple, not really, that I can pull off of the peaches and cream container. I already got 3 off the peaches and cream. Okay, and I just pulled about 4 or 5 off of the silver and gold. So it's starting to rain. To give you a quick look, here it is. These are the ones that I pulled off. I didn't want to put them on my patio table because they actually have ants on them. So I put them here and just cover them because it's raining now. And they don't look half bad as far as size. As you can see. Yeah, we have rain. All right, you guys. Then Miss Natalie run for cover. Always got to think positive. My garden's being watered. Look at that. The garden is being watered. Look, just in a matter of seconds. And my rain barrels will be refilled. Okay. So yeah, I didn't have to water anything this morning. Everything was nice and wet this morning. I didn't know if it had rained or if that was the morning dew. But yeah, this is actual rain, you guys. Oh, it's nice and cool. But I can forget about working in the garden. Everything else I'll be doing under the patio. So I guess I'll be putting together my greenhouse and my greenhouse toppers. All right, beautiful people, I'm going to sign off now and run for cover. Bye.